Hello everyone, welcome back to Murderer's Game Over, Streaming Death. Without further ado, let's begin. The introduction. Massachusetts Coast, present day. Welcome to this month's meeting of the Cape Crescent Historical Society. I'm beginning the official minutes now. We're blessed to have everyone with us this evening. Dr. Todd, Gordon, and you, Camilla, our fearless leader. Where are our manners? Who is this new girl at the back of the room? Oh, this month we have a visitor. Say hello to Pearl Brayshaw. Pearl is... Why don't you tell the group yourself? Oh, hi, my name is Pearl, and I'm visiting Cape Crescent from the city for a while. I'm a social media streamer who focuses on paranormal mysteries when I'm not gaming. Then you've certainly come to the right place. Welcome to Cape Crescent, Pearl. Hey, you're Ego Pearl on the internet. You're a big-time influencer. Yep, that's me. Pearl dear, if you're interested, you could accompany us on a walk through the Lost Settlement tomorrow. The Lost Settlement is an abandoned Puritan village nearby. According to the legend, the area is haunted. You irresponsible fools shouldn't go in there. That place has been under a terrible curse since colonial times. Take it easy, Gordon. Even the kids didn't see anything strange during our group's last visit. Sure, I'd love to go. That would be awesome. I could even film it for my stream. What's that? At the window. Look. What is it? No, it can't be. It's the ghost of Alias Abel. Oh, spooky. Oh, Alias Abel from the witch trials in olden times. This is all my doing. Forgive me, Lord. What do you mean, Father? It's diabolical omen. I warned you all. My camera's dead. I said I'd fix it. Are we really being tormented? Oh, I hope not. Ooh, that'd be scary. The ghost, he's gone. The investigation. The following morning, the mystery is solved. Nothing to see here, Detective Guy. You and your dog Cleo can both go home. We were asked to come out at a moment's notice because of a suspicious death. You're too late. I, the resourceful Detective Dudley, have already taken care of the business at hand. He says the case is solved. What are we supposed to do now, Cleo? Since you're hanging around, you can both take a lesson from my exemplary investigation. Do I detect that you're stumped already, and what would you like to know first? Let's ask about the case. We already know the controls from last time. Alright, Detective, time to listen and learn. You'll get nowhere fishing for compliments from me, Detective Guy. You and Cleo are an accomplished detective teams and you've solved some challenging cases. However, this is my jurisdiction. This case belongs to me, Detective Dudley, and no one else. I don't care how good you are. I don't appreciate your two being sitting here to muck around on my turf. Our location. Where we're standing now is in a park called Gallows Point. The whole surrounding peninsula is called Cape Crescent. Cape Crescent is a small historical village in the municipality of Amsport on the Massachusetts coast. Southwest of here is the way to the village, just a small downtown connected to a few streets. Victim identity. The victim is a young woman named Pearl Brayshaw. She lived in one of the cottages nearby in Cape Crescent. Have you heard of her? My sources tell me that Pearl was something of a popular video game streamer and social media influencer. That's right, e-girl Pearl, as she was known on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, the works. She had millions of subscribers. Well, not anymore. She's dead. She lost all of her subscribers in the death. I figured it all out. Pearl Brayshaw hanged herself. Did you find a suicide note? No, but it's still the only possible solution. There's a rope around her neck and she's not breathing. Case closed. If you take a walk around Gallows Point, you'll find Pearl's body. You can confirm what I found for yourself. Persons of interest. Cape Crescent is an isolated village. The people here are generally well-to-do and want to be left alone. In the village you'll find Pearl's roommates and her neighbors. Most of them are members of the Cape Crescent Historical Society. When I interviewed them, they all talked about some foolishness with a dead colonial ghost. Utter nonsense. Someone also told me about a young man seen near here around the time of death. Also clearly a fabrication. Alrighty, I'm ready. This is an obvious suicide and you really should just go home. But if you insist, you can still look for clues on Geller's Point. In the unlikely event that you find something I missed, by all means come back and tell me. But this is my case, Detective Guy. I'd appreciate it if you keep your mud out of my way too. Alright, Cleo, let's go find the victim's body. I really enjoyed the first of these games, so I'm looking forward to this one as well. I imagine it plays roughly the same as the last one, so we'll see if there's any differences and comment on them. I just saw the body, but I wanted to have a look around the scene here. The dog's name is Hester. She seems friendly. Why is she roaming around alone like this? What do you want, Hester? I don't have any dog toys. Something tells me this dog is going to be important. I guess we'll be seeing her around, Hester. Okay, interesting. There's an important dog. There's an officer here as well. Good morning, Detective. I'm so glad you could make it. We need you on this case. I know Detective Dudley can be a handful, but deep down he's committed to justice and doing the right thing. Trust me. Detective Dudley hasn't found any clues in this area, but maybe Cleo can. Compared to Cleo, your clue-sniffing dog, I don't think us people are very observant. You should explore it with Cleo in front. This way you'll see question marks appearing on the map. Go interact with one and you'll discover a clue. Clues won't appear if Guy is the party leader though. Yeah, so make sure you take advantage of Cleo's fantastic detection skills. Alrighty. What's this clue that we've found, Cleo? Looks like a religious crucifix someone you dropped by mistake. What's this doing here on Geller Point? Alrighty, so we saved that to our case file just like the previous game. What's over here before we look at them? Get out of my way, Hester. What are you doing there? You're impeding on an investigation. I'm gonna have you in contempt of court. Go away now. Oh yep, there's a statue up here. There's an engraving on the monument. At this spot in 1692, a minister named Elias Abel was hanged by the Puritans for the crime of witchcraft. This man called Elias Abel was hanged here in colonial times? I guess that's why this part is called Geller's Point. What a morbid name. For more information on Elias Abel and the witch tales, visit the Cape Crescent Public Library. Okay, so the small town has a library. That's good to know. People are getting an education over here. It's well-to-do as well, right? So people are independently wealthy, for the most part, I imagine. I mean, Pearl is. She's a streamer, right? It's the body of the victim, Pearl Brayshaw. Geez, she looks like she's in her early 20s. Can it really be possible that this poor young woman hanged herself with this rope? No, you're right, Cleo. This rope is old and falling apart. There's no way it would have supported the weight of her body. There's also no rope burn on her neck. This proves it. Pearl Brayshaw didn't hang herself. Detective Dudley is wrong. He's not going to be happy to hear this. But maybe he'll stop interfering with me now. Alright, let's go tell Detective Dudley that it is wrong. And why he's wrong. And maybe we can investigate the rest of the area. Alright, there we go. Pearl's body. I found Pearl Brayshaw's body and it doesn't look like a suicide to me. She didn't hang herself, Detective Dudley. Of course she did. What are you talking about? The rope around her neck is so frayed and tattered. It's so old it may even be an antique. If Pearl had tried using it to hang herself, it wouldn't have been strong enough to support her body weight. When somebody hangs himself, the rope leaves an abrasion on the neck from the body's force. A rope burn. There was no rope burn on Pearl Brayshaw's neck. This invalidates your idea that she hanged herself. A mere conjecture, Detective Guy. If you put some effort into exploring Geller's Point, you'll realize how wrong you are. It's obvious there is no evidence of another person ever being in the park. Pearl Brayshaw had to have hanged herself simply because nobody else was here. You and Claire really need to get a clue. But someone else was here at the park and I can prove it. Oh yeah? How? They're the person who claimed to Geller's Point left a clue behind. Let me show you. A crucifix. Somebody left behind this crucifix. Hey, you're right. What's this crucifix doing here? I don't know that, but it proves that there was another person in the park. Possibly the same person who killed Pearl Brayshaw. Then how did she die? Pearl Brayshaw didn't hang herself from that frayed tattered rope. Somebody strangled her. Strangulation? That means her death was... murder. Yes, of course it does. I knew that all along. One of the residents of Craig Prison reported seeing a young man near Gallows Point last night. It's probably the same person who dropped this crucifix and who strangled Pearl Brayshaw. Hold on, I think you're jumping to conclusions a little too fast once again. Nonsense, I'm going back to the village to block off the bridge to the mainland. That way our man can't escape. That sounds like a good idea, Detective Dudley. For once. If you and Cleo want to help, you can search Cape Crescent and ask the other residents for information about the perpetrator. There are 7 other residents in Cape Crescent, each one is a person of interest. I'll be at the bridge ready to catch the young man when he tries to flee the scene. But we don't know for sure that this mysterious young man is a killer. The 7 other residents are all suspects too. Then when you flush out the culprit, you can meet me at the bridge. I'll make their arrest. Nice work, Cleo. We can take the path back to Cape Crescent and then investigate each person of interest. The park exit is just south of where we're standing. Let's go. Let's change to Cleo as well. And we unlock a new map with new animals to find. A squirrel even. Come back here. Wanna eat you? Squirrel soup for dinner? Alright, what we've got down here? A clue already. It's a key! I wonder what this is for. Clear's safe. Oh, blah blah blah. Mouth not working today, obviously. Officer Bailey. It's good to see you both again, Detective Guy. They're really bringing in the troops today for this case, huh? The locals here say the lost settlement is haunted and I'm not taking any of my chances. I've been here guarding the entrance all day and I can guarantee you that nobody's gone in on my watch. If you're looking for Detective Dudley, you'll find him at the bridge. Use the map to find your way there if you get lost. Okay, so he's just guarding the entrance to the Lost Village. We may need to go there later, so it's good to know where it is. A deer, eh? Okay. So plenty of... oh, there's Hester again. In a new area this time. I don't want to talk to her now. I can see the Cape Crescent Village Center just up the road. We're almost there, Cleo. So this is the village of Cape Crescent. Despite appearances, somebody in this quaint seaside village is a cold-blooded killer. That was probably read in the wrong intonation, but... a cold-blooded killer, hooray! Let's go! We got a stranger and Jill Harding in here, and we've got our first of the doggy bags. No, Cleo, we don't have time to eat now. We've got a mystery to solve. Alright, we'll take the doggy bag with us. After we solve the case, I promise you'll get an amazing treat. I bet there are at least 40 doggy bags like this hidden all over the area. Let's see how many we can find. So that's many more than the first game. And just like the first game as well, they don't spawn until after we found the first one, so we'll need to retrace our steps. But we can't do that now. Who was that? Let's talk to Jill Harding. Sure, I can talk now that the morning rush is over. Suspect added to case file, Jill Harding, the village victim's roommate and coffee shop barista. My name's Jill Harding and I was Pearl's roommate. She lived with me for just over a month along with her dog. I'm renting one of the cottages up the wooded lane to the northwest. Pearl came to Craig Prison to get out of the limelight for a bit. As a social media star, Pearl got all kinds of attention from the public on the internet, even death threats. She was my best friend. About a month ago, she contacted me and said she wanted to leave the big city for a while. I said she could lay low here until the drama she was dealing with subsided. You know, she was famous on the internet. She took her career as a social media influencer very seriously, a little more seriously than I'd have liked. Our agreement was that she would help out with the rent, but she spent all her money on production equipment and charitable causes. She used her popularity to raise money and help her fans in need. Last month she did a charity campaign for a kid with cancer. Pearl always meant well, but she didn't pay her rent. Ghosts? That was her thing, and when Pearl wasn't playing video games, she was emphatic about the paranormal. When I told her about the lost settlement and the legend of Elias Abel's ghost, she agreed to move in. Last night, Pearl came home from that meeting in the library and she was really shaken up. Talking about ghosts was normal for Pearl, but whatever happened this time was unusual. Oh, the cottage is currently locked until I get off work. I'll let you in to look for clues later. My alibi. After Pearl came back from the library last night, a couple hours later she left and went out again. She said she'd be able to take care of the late rent I'd been pestering her for, especially since she bought that fancy new camera. Pearl didn't like to talk about money, it was always a touchy subject for her. She didn't elaborate on what her source of income was. I think she wanted to keep it secret for some reason. I stayed up waiting for Pearl to come back and bring her share of the rent, but she never returned. Roy Parker can vouch for me being at home waiting for Pearl. So Pearl was getting her money from a sketchy source, so she wasn't getting it from Twitch or whatever. After Pearl disappeared, her boyfriend, Roy Parker, showed up at the cottage unexpectedly. He said he hadn't seen Pearl since she left the city and moved in with me. He wanted to talk with Pearl about their relationship. I told Roy that I didn't know where Pearl was, or that she went out to meet someone. That set him off. Of course, Roy told that to me Pearl had gone out to meet another man. He stormed out in the night to go look for her. I don't think Roy is capable of a crime of passion like this, but he was totally irate last night. I've been keeping my head down here. Have the police found Roy yet? Was that Roy that we saw before? Potentially. And also, I had another question that I can't remember right now. Is it irate or irate? I think that was my question. We'll go explore the previous areas later to try and find any doggy bags that we missed. Right now, let's talk to everyone that we can find. What do you want, detective? Suspect added to case file. Gordon Cutler, local fisherman. Excuse me, I already talked to that detective dummy once and he didn't take me seriously. The name's Gordon Cutler, and I run Cutler Fisheries. The business has been in my family for 6 generations. Doesn't look like it's doing so hot, Gordon. What's left of the once great family business anyway? And as you can see, my warehouse is falling apart. It's shameful. How am I supposed to catch fish these days? Over the last few years, all the fish in these bay have become sickly. Sickly, you say? That's interesting. Unfortunately, it looks like that poor sweet girl is the latest victim of our village curse. Pearl's body was found near the statue of Elias Abel, right? That's enough of an explanation for me. Since the days of the witch trials, the ghost has been enacting as revenge on our community. My family always told me to stay away from the Lost Settlement because of the curse on that place. However, not everyone in the Cape Crescent Historical Society has been so prudent. It seems cruel that Pearl Brayshaw, an outsider who is new in town, should pay the price. The ghost. You can snap all around all you want, but as far as I'm concerned, that girl was killed by our village ghost. We also old Elias sat last night at the library. He's been tormenting us here since the days of the Lost Settlement. My ancestors were part of the Puritan mob who had Elias Abel hanged. This is payback. The family's business was suffered as a result, but at least I'm still alive. I'm not tempting fate. If I were you, I'd leave ghosts from the past alone too. Your alibi. You really think I had something to do with that new girl's death? There's something. It so happens that last night I was out talking with Camilla Crescent after the Historical Society meeting. My daddy Top Beckett was there too, but he went home early. Camilla and I stayed out until the sunrise. I'm playing it safe as staying away. I don't want my body to turn up dead at Gallows Point next. Suspicions. Dr. Ines Keene always seems suspiciously aloof to me. She still doesn't believe in the ghost. Dr. Keene spends her life just walking around the cemetery like some kind of witch. Now that's weird. That is weird. Somewhat suspicious. Hey, get away from my fish warehouse. I'm taking a work break. That's suspicious as well that you won't let us in your thing there. It's Hester again. What's she doing here? Good question, guy. American flag there. Unlike the first game, it was set in Vermont. Didn't see any Canadian flags hanging around. There we go. Okay, so that's where the bridges in Dudley is. There's some doggy bags over here, but not really any other clues, as far as I can see. Let's go back here and have a look at whatever this building is. This might be the library, just by judging by how big it is. And sure enough, there's a book over here. Book 2, The Curse of the Lost Settlement. Sure, let's read it. At the outcome of the witch trial, Elias Abel was sentenced to hang from the scaffold on the gallows point. Before he was executed, Elias Abel cursed the village. He vowed that no settlement would survive on the land that had been unjustly taken from him. Within 5 years of his death, Elias Abel's curse proved to be true. The Puritans' new settlement was abandoned due to famine, disease, and fear. The new settlement of the Puritans, Elias Abel's end, became known as the Lost Settlement and was soon shunned by the nearby villages. Oh, okay, so there was a curse, to be continued. And that's why the Lost Settlement... But it could have just been like natural causes, right? It couldn't have been a ghost. It'd be interesting to find out what exactly it was. In the late 1600s, there lived a wealthy Quaker minister named Elias Abel. He owned the land now known as the Lost Settlement and built a small church there. Led by the jealous leaders of the rival Puritan church, the Cape Crescent villagers sought to seize possession of Elias Abel's land for their own use. Thus, in 1692, at the height of Salem witch trial hysteria, Elias Abel was accused of witchcraft, kowtowing to public pressure. Even his own congregation turned on him. Elias Abel's accusers proved that the minister's powerful booming voice and eloquent sermons could only be the work of the devil. Abel was found guilty. A weird reason to find someone guilty, but sure, whatever. I don't know too much about the Quakers. All I know is that they're like a Puritan Catholic or Christian sect that is popular in America, or was popular in America. Don't know whether it still is. Cape Crescent today. Cape Crescent today remains a small village inhabited by some direct descendants of the Puritans from the witch trial era. The Lost Settlement is still an uninhabited ghost town, returning to forest, nothing but cellar holes in the old Quaker meeting house still standing. The area is full of folk legends about Elias Abel's ghost appearing, with a centuries-old curse still cited as blame for the recent spells of disease in the vicinity. Cape Crescent locals stay out of the Lost Settlement for fear of supernatural danger. The Cape Crescent Historical Society meets once a month here at our library. The end. Okay, we've read all the books and found another doggy bag. Now let's talk to Camilla. See what she's got to say for herself. I guess you're new in town too, detective. Suspect added a case file. Camilla Crescent, M-Sport Librarian. I'm Camilla Crescent and I work as a librarian in our little village, born and raised here in Cape Crescent. My job is to preserve history and to keep our small, quiet village small and quiet. I also run the Cape Crescent Historical Society events in the back room of the library. If you want to learn more about Cape Crescent, there are 3 books around about our colonial past scattered in the library. Pearl said she made videos where she explored haunted places, so I gave her some appropriate material to read. She wanted to make a video exploring the Lost Settlement, this area to the east of the city centre that's been sealed off. I didn't appreciate Pearl Brayshaw waving that camera around for the whole internet to see, but I'm polite. Frankly, I don't want e-girl Pearl using her massive popularity to turn the Lost Settlement into Times Square. Okay, so she doesn't want the village to be well known, so that might be a motive for murder, right? If she doesn't want the whole thing to be broadcasted. Last night was the first time I've ever seen the ghost. I hope it will be the last. That other cop thought I was making the whole thing up, but seeing is believing. Since this is a public library, we have surveillance videos recording everything on the premises. You're the detective and go to the meeting room in the back of the library. You can watch the tape there. Your alibi. After the Historical Society meeting, I stayed out late talking with Gordon Cutler and Todd Baker. Okay, that lines up with Gordon Cutler's. Assuming Pearl Brayshaw wasn't killed by a ghost from the 1600s, I was the one who reported the young man going towards Skeller's Point and then running back. Have you found him? Oh yeah. It's the stranger from earlier, though. He looked around the same age as Pearl. He ran from the coastal road across the village center. I don't think he saw me, and I lost sight of him in the shadows further down the road. I know you're gonna find out what happened. Just don't turn Cape Crescent into some Hollywood cop show. So she really set on not getting fame or popularity for this town. Which is weird, because you'd think that a person that's interested in like keeping a town alive would be interested in that. Let's see what's on this computer. There's video footage from the Cape Crescent Historical Society meeting last night. It's the ghost of Elias Abel. Elias Abel from the witch trials in olden times. This is all my doing. Forgive me, Lord. What do you mean, Father? It's a diabolical omen. I warned you all. My camera's dead. I said I'd fix it. Are we really being tormented? The ghost, he's gone. Spooky. What does the guy think about that? What do you make of that, Cleo? Cleo makes nothing of it either. Let's grab this dog food. And then make our way out. I think judging by both what we saw in the intro cutscene and from that, it looks more like a video prediction by the way that it's stuttering. But maybe ghosts just do that as well. Who knows? Yeah, let's go up this way first and keep on doing. But yeah, like if you predict something, it will make the same like waves as that, right? So another clue in our favor there. 1715. Here lies Giles Cutler. Many years ago started a prosperous fishing business in this village. Okay, so that's Gordon Cutler's grandfather or great-grandfather. Here lies Arthur Wheedler. His shining secret treasure was never found. Okay, we'll get another treasure hunt, potentially. Here lies Credence Crescent. She drowned beneath the big stone submerged southeast of the new settlement. Drowned beneath the big stone. Okay, that's something to remember as well. These straight gays were drove much more recently than the others in the cemetery. Okay. So this must be new people. So it seems like there was a few generations that were missed. Potentially, right? Maybe those are in the new village, or... Oh, well, we didn't investigate all of the graves, so there's the stranger again. And off he goes. It's very suspicious that he doesn't want to talk to us. Another one for the potential murderers club. We haven't found that many clues yet, so it's hard to come up with a actual murderer until we've found all the clues, but hypothesis is always good. Someone scribbled down 110 degrees southeast, 10 degrees above the horizon on this paper. These markings look like directional coordinates for orienting a telescope. We haven't found a telescope yet. But maybe there's one here in this lighthouse. If this is a lighthouse. Yeah, it sure is. Let's talk to Miss King now before we go investigating upstairs. I hope you've got more sense than most of us around here, Detective. Suspect added a case file. Dr. Ines Keaton, local physician, retired. My name's Ines Keaton, and I'm a retired medical doctor. Now I run this lighthouse. It's a simple life with a lot less pressure. Better for me. The victim. Unfortunately, I don't know who killed Pearl Brayshaw. She's not the first in this village to die young either. The ghost. I don't know what it was that we saw at the library. It doesn't make sense. I'm a firm believer in science over superstition. Todd Beckett invited young Tanya Nichols and I on a hike around the Lost Settlement. That place is big and confusing, but we certainly didn't see any ghosts. It'll take more to make me believe. Rather than seeing one? After the Historical Society meeting, I walked home. My cat can confirm my alibi. Can't you smell Nookums? I don't really talk to many people here anymore. After watching those kids get sick, it's just too hard. Sick, eh? So there might be some kind of disease going around. I've done my own research into the subject to try and make sense of it. Who ever heard of a ghost giving people cancer? Cancer, eh? My belief is that Lizabel's curse could be attributed to natural causes. It's true that the rocky soil and the lost settlement made it hard to grow crops. Food shortage leads to famine and famine leads to contagious disease. But the cancer cases plaguing this town today, there's going to be something else, yeah. Yeah, something radioactive or chemical or something like that. Maybe something in the water. Haha, gotcha, cat. Another food. Now let's look out on the horizon. Oh, I said let's look out on the horizon. There we go. I don't observe anything suspicious about the lighthouse beacon. Maybe it'll come important later. Okay, so this is not where the teleport is. The telescope, not the teleport. Come on, get it together. Let's wander down. I am sick today, so you might hear that in my voice. Or my lack of thinking. But I thought I haven't done recording for a little while, so I figured I'd do something today despite being sick. Let's go this way, yeah? We've already explored the graveyard. More deer. And a house. Is this where Pearl looks? Ah, yeah, okay. So we need to come back when Jill is not working. This is a drawing dedicated to the victim, Pearl Brayshaw. Someone put a lot of care into this art. It's quite good. What you go, Pearl, from your biggest fan, Tanya. Who's Tanya? We haven't met her yet. So Tanya was a big fan of the Ego Pearl. We'll put that in the memory bank for later. Alright, more food. I assume that we can't walk across that stream there, so take the long way around. Putting my sources is a Camilla Crescent's cottage. The door is locked. She's there at the library right now. Okay, so we need to come back later for her house too. Hester's back here, doing her doggy stuff. She's over, well, there we go. I wonder if she's doing some investigating as well. And it looks like there's nothing along the boundary here. Another squirrel, as well as a new person, Todd. And a clue over here. There's a wooden oar used to row a small boat, such as a canoe. What's it doing over here hidden with all this wood? Okay, canoe row. So, someone who sailed from potentially around Todd's house here. And maybe broadcasted from like a boat or a raft or something like that. Something to keep in mind for later. Todd Beckett at your service. Let's spectate the case file. Todd Beckett, business president and CEO. I'm Todd Beckett, and this here is my estate. I own Beckett Chemicals and M Sport. Beckett Chemicals, eh? So it could be the one that's causing the cancer. What a horrible, horrible tragedy. If I can help your investigation in any way, I'm at your disposal. I heard about E-Girl's Pearl's death last night. She was so young, such talent, such charisma. It seems that she finally saw a real ghost. Last night at the library. I guess we're the last to see her alive. Put it this way, one of my golf buddies is the greediest, most opportunistic real estate developer around. Even he knows to stay away from the Lost Settlement. That place is forbidden. Dr. Keene and I recently took a hike back there with some local teenagers. I was all ready to tell my buddy Golden Cutlet that there's no ghost and no curse. I learned the hard way. Could it really be possible that my excursion into local Lost Settlement is the cause of all this? That we treaded on holy ground and angered a ghost from over 300 years ago? Maybe, or maybe you're just pretending to be the ghost to take eyes off you chemically poisoning the locals, or something like that. Last night after the meeting, I stayed out late with Gordon Cutler and Camilla Crescent. They saw me head home. If I had gone back through the village dinner to kill Pearl Brayshaw, they'd have seen me. True. So no, I'm not your man, detective, but if you rode out... Gordon Cutler may seem crazy, but he was right all along. We should have stayed out of the Lost Cinnamon. He's taking his fishing business problem is very hard. Blamed everything on the curse. Understandable that this has been a rough time for him mentally. I just hope he's alright. Alrighty. You're coming to the prison with me, mate? You're already on my hit list. Okay, nothing over here. Oh, not clear. There is a doggy bag over there. This Todd Baker's mansion. The door is locked. He's outside. Can you let me in though? Can you let me into my house? Yeah, it's my house now. I'm squatting there. Taking out residence now that you're a murderer. Alrighty. Let's go off to the other locations that we haven't yet discovered. See what we can find. Hopefully some more evidence. So I'm very suspicious of Todd right now. The fact that he owns a chemical company, that we know that there's cancer plaguing the residents, and that there was an ore found outside of his house. Maybe it's all too convenient. Maybe like I've found like a red herring, but it does seem like, you know, of the people that we found so far, he's the most suspicious. Let's go into the church. I just was looking around for doggy bags. And potential evidence. Alrighty. Anyone in here? No. Clock there though. Clue. It's a recent issue of the M Sport local newspaper. Physician Dr. Ines Keynes has recently retired from her local medical practice after many years. Dr. Keynes' retirement comes after a string of local youths were diagnosed with cancer, including several of her patients. When asked about whether the child cancer cases are related to the curse of Elias Abel, Dr. Keynes did not comment. Dr. Keynes must feel badly about her patients dying. Nobody can sympathize with her. Okay, so now we've got evidence to show to Dr. Ines. Maybe she can tell us more about the cancer and what she thinks caused it. There's the stranger again. Let's talk to him in a minute. I'm gonna approach him as guy now. See that causes. Yeah, no, he still runs away. Suspicious. Who was that? And there's Tanya, who was mentioned on that poster. Excuse me, Tanya? Sorry to bother you. Is this your drawing? Hey, how'd you find that? I recovered it from outside the victim's cottage. This is a murder investigation, so I suggest you cooperate. Suspect added a case file. Tanya Nichols, local teenager and huge Pearl Bradshaw fan. You're right, I'll talk. I understand. My parents have been so preoccupied with my brother since he got sick. It's actually nice to talk to someone. My name is Tanya Nichols. I'm 15 and I live here in Cove Crescent. Oh yeah, and I'm the biggest Ego Pro fan ever. I'm obsessed. I watch your stream religiously. The victim. Ego Pro was a saint. I can't believe she was here in our village this whole month and I didn't know. Really? She didn't know, eh? Recently, my brother was diagnosed with cancer. I posted about it on social media. Most popular influencers don't pay attention to their fans and only care about their popularity. Pearl was different. When Pearl found out about my brother, she used her stream to raise donations to help my family cover our expenses. I know Pearl had her own problems too. She was very open with her fans, but she always put others first. How could she turn out dead like this? This is unbelievable. We learned about the ghost of Elias Abel in school. I was hoping Pearl would do a show about their lost settlement. Went on the tour of the lost settlement with Mr. Beckett and the Historical Society group. We didn't see anything. So that was... okay, potentially against what Mr. Beckett said as well, so more evidence that Mr. Beckett was a liar. I was going to write to Pearl and tell her not to waste her time. I'm a little embarrassed about this now. I found out at the library that Ego Pro was in town. When she left the library last night, I followed her home. I wanted so badly to meet her, but I could tell from her body language that she was not happy. I stayed outside her cottage. I could hear her arguing with her roommate. Then she left abruptly and went out into the night. I knew something was wrong. I could have stopped her. I was too nervous. I've only had the courage to speak to my hero. Now I'll never get a chance. Oh, that's alright. You can't blame yourself. I don't know what happened, but I can tell you what else I saw. While Pearl was at the library meeting, I went out on the beach. That's when it happened. What happened, eh? Some sort of a light was shining from the water to the windows in the back room of the library, so I projected it. I was right. It was coming from some kind of floating barge out in the bay, but it was too dark to see clearly. When I came back this morning for another look, it was gone. So a temporary or a barge? Or a raft or something like that? What do you make of that, detective? It's something to think about for sure. It lines up with my theory about that guy being a murderer. Whatever his name was. Anyone else up here? Potentially the priest? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Suspect entered a case file. Father Michael Wheeler, priest at the Church of Good Voyage. Wonder what it's called that. I'm Father Wheeler, and I'm the preacher of the church. You must be here to investigate the murder. I've been here in this village through good times and bad. Cape Crescent used to be a safe, quiet seaside community. Recently it's become a sad and ominous place. I can only hope that God has brought you here to deliver us from this crisis. Young Miss Pearl was new in town. She wasn't a parishioner. I didn't approve of talking so openly about ghosts, but in spite of that, I truly hope that she finds the Lord. May God rest her soul. Whatever we saw last night, it certainly wasn't the Holy Spirit. I can only pray for that horrible spirit of the devil from bygone days to depart this world. I see you found my crucifix, the one I left behind at Gallows Point. Alright, it's true. I can't hide anymore. I confess I'm guilty. Well, that was easy. What? I doubted. I lied. After seeing those poor kids nearby get sick with cancer, here I began to doubt my faith. But now after this horrible death, of course I have only guilt. This cruel ghost was brought here by God to punish me for my doubts. Forgive me, Lord. Okay, so he didn't actually do it. He just lost his faith. Something unholy is going on. That's all I can see for sure. The key to the tower has gone missing. I'm certain that I didn't misplace it. There's nothing up there but a beautiful view of the seaside. This must be the key I found. Alrighty, let's go downstairs first. Basically, I will talk to all 7 people in the village. But the 8th suspect is still large. We might as well report back to Detective Dudley. Let's not do that yet. Let's have a look for more clues first. Potentially downstairs. A rat. There's a timetable for Cape Crescent. This tells the correct time for high and low tide each day. Who would need this and what it's doing hidden down here now? Okay, so we've got a timetable. Oh, I see a doggy bag back there. I don't want to really retrace my steps for doggy bags if I can help it, so I'm trying not to miss any right now. Save us backtracking in the lane game. Another doggy bag. Anything over here? No? Okay, let's go this way. The key I found fits the lock. Let's see what's up here. Another doggy bag. I wonder what kind of horrible poutine we're gonna eat this time. Oh god. There's a telescope. Someone must have used this to spy on someone or something. Let's see what we can find looking through the telescope. The coordinates on that piece of paper. 110 degrees southeast, 10 degrees above the horizon. Due north is here, so... Telescope coordinates point out the last point of the last element. There's a rock there. It's just a rock that's been partially submerged by the ocean tide. Why would any spy on this? But somebody did. Maybe because we just got a timetable that when the rock is at low tide, something happens. Like potentially there's an engraving on it or something like that. That's all I can think of right now. Or maybe there's an opening in the rock. Someone stuck something in there, something like that. We'll have to just wait and see, I guess. Let's go back and talk to Detective Dudley now. Maybe he's managed to catch that stranger that we've been seeing around town. and maybe we can finally enter some of these houses. I wonder if Detective Dudley has had anything a bit like finding the suspicious stranger. Let's ask. But he's right there. He told him. Good assistance, Detective. I've got him and I'll take it from here. Young man, I'm arresting you for the murder of... Hold on, I can explain my actions. I guess I have no choice now. Detective Dudley, why didn't you just let me speak to the suspect first? We just still don't know that he's the killer. He was seen at a crime scene and has been hiding from the police. There's enough proof for me. I'm sorry, I'll talk. Please give me a chance. Alright, Detective Guy, go ahead, but I'm not letting him leave the area. Oh, it's night time now. I'm deeply sorry for making things so difficult. I'll tell you everything now. Suspect added a case file, Roy Parker, the victim's boyfriend. I'm no stranger. My name is Roy Parker and Pearl Brayshaw was my girlfriend. I came here to visit her last night. Pearl and I had been together for a while and I wanted to see her. I showed up at her cottage late last night as a surprise. Everyone knew her as Ego Pearl. Because of her social media limelight, she kept me a secret from fans. It was hard for me. All these fans on the internet were doting on her, put a strain on our relationship. Man, I can't read today. Finally, some obsessed stalker fan found out about me and then they doxed her. She constantly got harassed by angry fans. If only I could have protected her. That's no reason to dox someone. Just find out they're in a relationship. And I mean, keeping a relationship on the internet secret is important. Especially if you're a woman on the internet. Pearl and I used to go ghost hunting for a stream. Who do you think held the camera for her? The camera, that's it. Where's Pearl's camera now? It's potentially in the house. Now you'll see why I've been hiding. When I found her dead body, I knew I was to be suspected. Jules said that Pearl had gone out to meet someone. She was vague about the details. Jealously, I assumed it must have been another guy, so I went out looking for Pearl. Somehow I stumbled upon Gallows Point. That's where I found her. There I was, standing over my girlfriend's dead body. My first thought was that she killed herself, seeing that rope around her neck. But that didn't seem like the Pearl I knew. When I looked close at the rope, it didn't seem right. Just when it hit me, I realized what a jealous rage I was in. I didn't know what to do. I realized it looked like I had the motive and an opportunity. So I fled from the scene of the crime and I went into hiding. I didn't kill Pearl Brayshaw in a jealous rage, Detective. You have any suspicions, though? Pearl's camera memory chip stores the footage from each of her shoots before she uploads it. She looked for Pearl's camera. She usually took a camera with her. She might have recorded something important. Pearl's new Simpsons camera in her bedroom back the cottage. It's probably still in the tripod. Come with me, I'll take you there. Oh no, you're not going anywhere. What if you run away again? We still don't know you're not the killer. Very well, Jill should be done with her workshop at the coffee shop now. If we go to the cottage, she'll let you in. Please, Detective, find Pearl's camera. It's the only way to show I'm innocent. Alrighty, I'll go find that now. Let's save it. Ooh, what's happening now? Beware my curse! In this part of the story, our detectives may get ambushed by the ghost of Elias Abel while exploring. Elias Abel's ghost will chase you. If the ghost catches you, something bad will happen, so watch out. Choose your difficulty for ghost chase gameplay. Easy or hard? Let's get hard, why not? Yeah, why not? Clues wouldn't appear in an area where the ghost is chasing you. To escape from the ghost, exit the area by finding a green arrow. Don't forget to save your game and take advantage of multiple save slots. Alrighty. Well, let's run straight away. We don't want the ghost to find us. Oh, we can go into the hut. Ooh. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. I took my hands off the keyboard and everything. Ooh. Jump scared. It's some antique rope. This looks like the same frayed tattered rope that was found around Pearl Brayshaw's neck. This clue is saved to your case file. Cleo deserves a treat. Ooh. That was, I don't know why they got me so bad. Normally I'm pretty good with, like, horror games. Oh my gosh, it's the ghost. That's just me, Gordon. You never mind, you too startled me. Do you believe me now, detective? I warned you. My ancestors were part of the Puritan mob during the witch trials after all. You won't see me set one foot outside in this accursed night. This area was haunted in colonial times, and it's haunted now. How can I restore the glory of my family business when I'm living in constant fear of this ghostly curse? Did you kill her? How many times do I have to tell you she was killed by last April's ghost? First the fish in the bay got sickly, then those kids got sick, now Pearl Brachel's death, so there's something in the water. The rope found on her body matches the rope found here in your warehouse. Pearl Brachel was hanged by a vengeful ghost from the witch trials. Go ahead and lock me up for it if you think I'm crazy. I don't have to listen to it. Okay, so it's suspicious that the rope came from his warehouse, but it seems like anyone could have gotten in here, right? It's not particularly well guarded. And he's inside. Oh, there's the ghost. Let's get out quickly. That wasn't so scary that time. Oh! Okay, so it looks like on hard we go back to our save slot. So let's quickly just do that again. But this time I'm going to press easy. Just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Because I don't really want to redo parts if I can help it, you know? We'll grab this dog food again, we'll grab that clue, and we'll talk to Gordon again. Luckily we didn't do too much before the ghost spawned right in front of us and managed to kill us. I like that, like, he's living this such a minimal lifestyle and then he's got this computer over here. Yeah. There we go. Alrighty, now let's go against the ghost. Alrighty, we managed to beat him here. We want to go up to the houses and see whether we can find that camera. And maybe potentially anything to do with like the barge that was used last night. Alright, there's a camera there. This is Pearl Brachel's camera tripod, but there's no camera. Where's the camera? Maybe our roommate Jill knows something about the camera's whereabouts. Looks like a clue just disappeared in the middle as well. 2 months ago. I'm learning that being famous isn't all it's cracked up to be. Ever since that picture of Roy and I got leaked on social media, the harassment doesn't end. They even found out where I live. I've decided to leave the city and move in with my friend Jill in a smaller village of Cape Crescent. There's a local legend about a witch trial ghost which would be fun to investigate for the stream. Awesome! I'm still getting hate mail from Pacifica's paracultural fans. This whole thing feels like a witch hunt of its own. Unfortunately, I'm the witch, and maybe that's why she was killed as well. Though I still think it's got something to do with the cancer. I used the rent money to buy that expensive camera. I shouldn't have done that. Jill is right to be annoyed. This new pink dog toy that I built recently got lost too. I've searched all over the cottage and the yard, but it's nowhere to be found. Fortunately, it looks like I've found a way to make some money quickly. Oh. So she's gone into like a scam or something like that. But I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. Even in spite of everything, I'll still do anything for my fans. If it wasn't for them, I'll still be slinging lattes. I wanted my friends to be a positive role model. How would the kids out there feel if they knew I did this? Maybe she went into like OnlyFans? I'm not sure what to do. That's her last entry. I don't want to like accuse her of that though, so let's not until we get some more evidence. Good evening, Detective. Pearl's bedroom is on the left. You're looking for Pearl's camera? She always kept it on the tripod in her bedroom. I don't know what Pearl saw at the library, but something strange is going on in this village. I came straight home when my work shift ended, and I'm not going outside into daylight. I want to live long enough to do something with my life besides walk a bearing job. I'm going to find a way to make a difference, like Pearl did. Maybe she wanted to take her limelight, eh? I heard that the police called Roy Parker trying to leave town. I don't know. Come on, Detective. Pearl was my roommate and best friend. You think I'd kill her just because the rent was late? Camera's good. They're saying Pearl's camera isn't on her tripod in the bedroom? That's weird. Last night when I opened the door to this cottage, Pearl's dog Hester came bounding outside. The dog had something in her mouth that must have been the camera. So ran east down the street in the direction of the cemetery. Maybe the camera is still there. Do you think Pearl must have recorded a clue on her camera? I do think so. So, Hester moved east with it, did she? Towards the graveyard. Well, we'll investigate that in a minute, but let's first go to Camilla's house first. See if there's anything in there. Oh, there's dog food. Let's correctly grab that. I hope you can save this case soon and without drawing too much attention. I'm staying in here with my plans. Whatever we saw last night, it can't mean anything good. My ancestor drowned at the lost settlement because of the curse. I'm not messing around with any local legends today. I'm planning to write a new chapter of the town history book when this is all over. Just keep the press out of our nice quiet community, alright? I heard that the police apprehended that outsider. The description matches the guy I saw last night. Have they charged him with anything yet? I assure you that I didn't have anything to do with Pearl Brayshaw's death. I wasn't thrilled about the idea of her making videos in the lost settlement and getting millions of views. I grew up in Cape Crescent, and all I want is for this town to stay nice and quiet like it's always been. Now that the news of her murder is going to appear in the headlines, I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Thanks and stay safe. Okay. I still think it's weird that you don't want popularity to come to the town. But let's go investigate this guy's house. I assumed that the ghost was chasing me there, but I could not see it whatsoever. He's got some kind of... what is this? It's a metal detector. I don't see what we need this for right now, though. Everyone needs a metal detector for something. Good evening, Detective. What news of the case? This whole ordeal has made me into a believer. I value my life, so I'm staying away from the lost settlement. Of course, I'll do what I can to help rebuild this community. I heard that the police have found a suspicious person. Did they make an arrest? I didn't kill Pearl Brayshaw, I wanted to hire her. My firm has been looking for a fresh young face to appear in our infomercial videos. Ego Pearl could have been our perfect commercial pitch girl. She turned my offer down cold turkey though. That girl didn't have any sense for money. Any kind of sense for money. Maybe that's what Pearl was saying, that she wanted to make money fast. She wanted to talk to him. And he killed her. Why though? Why did he kill her? And why can't we go up the stairs? All good questions I'm sure we'll get the answer for later. We're not gonna stop playing now though, we're just gonna save the game so I don't get caught by this ghost. I don't see him immediately. Oh, there he is. Ooh. Duke. Yep, perfect. We are gonna go to the area, this one. Into Enis. Fancy meeting you here, Detective. The camera. It's funny you should mention looking for a camera. You'll never believe what I saw. Earlier tonight, this dog came through the cemetery carrying a camera in its mouth. Her college said hair. So I took the dog's camera to the library. That way Camilla Crescent can put it in the lost and found. Camilla looked like she was just about to close up for the night. Okay, so I need to talk to Camilla. These fresh graves are the graves of my former patients. I tried my best to help them, but I was unable to find a cure. Sometimes all that death can make you feel numb. The despair can be overwhelming, so is that why you stopped becoming a doctor? Some of them were neighborhood kids, and they were my friends. Now all I can do is talk to their spirits at night. That's why people say I wander around the cemetery at night. This is my way of making peace with the dead. Cancer killed these poor children, not some ghostly curse. I hope you've got the brains to get to the bottom of this mystery. You know, your determination and tenacity have inspired me, Detective, both of you. You and Cleo aren't giving up on solving this case, and I won't give up on being the doctor for this town. I'm still going to do everything I can to help this village. No more hiding. Did you kill her? Do you really think I'd harm that sweet girl? I have to admit, when she started asking me about what happened to my patients, it made me very uncomfortable. I had to snap at her to shut that invasive camera off. But no, this village has already seen too many young people dying before their time. Okay, let's go talk to Camilla again and see if she can give us the keys for the library. Shoot, again. And I didn't even have to move for that one. Alright, Camilla. Can I have... You'll say you're tracking down a missing camera. Yes, actually, I have seen a camera. Dr. King bought me a lost camera just before the library closed, but it wasn't really lost at all. Gordon Cutler recognized it and thanked me for finding his camera. He took it with him back to his fish warehouse, so he stole the camera. Let's get talk to Gordon about that. I mean, if he's tampering with evidence, that shows that he's at least an accomplice in the crime. Hopefully he hasn't deleted the footage of it. I'm sure Gordon won't do something as stupid as that, but he does have a computer in his warehouse there, so potential. Either that or he murdered her and is trying to hide the evidence. The ghost is following me once again. And Jute. Okay. Quite stressful with the ghost around, but the camera. Oh, what camera? I've got a witness who can place you with this victim's camera earlier tonight. Do I need to remind you that I'm investigating the murder? Alright, I'll tell you the truth. I need the money. You want to know how desperate I am? I borrowed Todd Beckett's metal detector to come to the beach for lost jewelry. I lied to Camilla Kristen and said the camera was mine. I was going to sell it. Good, then you give me the camera now as evidence. I can't. The camera is gone. I lost it. I went to the church. I set the camera down on the pew. I turned my back for a moment and it was gone. I'm sorry I lied earlier, but that's all I know. Maybe the camera is still at the church. Alrighty, let's go to the church then and see if it's there. It's coming out to be a wild goose chase. I'm coming back and you're getting arrested, man. Notice how it's going to be if you're lying to me. Perjury is a crime, even though I'm not a judge. Okay. I didn't see anything immediately on the pews. There wasn't any question marks or anything like that. Anything this way? Anything potentially in the crypt here? No? Nothing obvious pointing out at me. Ah, there's the priest. Let's have a chat with him, see if he knows. What brings you to my church at this late hour? Camera. Gordon Cutler says he lost the camera here at the church. The only other soul to come in here tonight was young Tanya Nichols. Agreed to perform a special communion rite for Tanya's poor brother in the hospital. I saw Tanya leave in the direction of the lighthouse, eh? My faith will keep me safe from any devilish ghost. I'll never doubt again. I've had to stay alive so I can perform the communion ceremony for Tanya's sick brother next week. Okay. Communion, eh? No, Detective, I didn't touch Pearl or her camera. I'll admit that I think it's blasphemous for her to talk to the young and impressionable minds on the internet about ghosts. The Bible says, thou shalt not kill, and I take the word of God very seriously. Yeah, so he's very devout, especially now that his doubts, he says, are unfounded now that he's seen a ghost. Bloody hell, that one scared me as well. Sometimes the life is really a jump scare, especially when I need to go this way to get a lighthouse. See you later. Whew. Okay, let's keep on going this way. Try not to get hit by the ghost. Is she on the beach here, or is she actually at the oh, there's something here. There's some waterlogged wood that must have drifted ashore this evening. Looks like part of some kind of makeshift jar that was floating out in the bayou. Speaking of it being night now, I wonder if the telescope view has changed at all. Now that the tide has potentially changed. And I wonder if we can get it there with the priest being in front of it. You can see all the way to the village center looking here to the south. I came here to get a close look at the lighthouse, but that's not what I saw last night. I know it's dangerous here at night, but I've got to help Pearl like she helped me. Light shining towards the library window was something different. You're asking if I killed Ego Pearl? No way, I'm her biggest fan! I admit that I followed her home from the library and I waited behind her cottage. I might be a bit of a creepy stalker, but not killer kind of creepy. Camera. You're looking for Ego Pearl's camera? I saw the fisherman for the church. I recognize her camera from social media. People shouldn't take other people's belongings, especially not Ego Pearl's. So I did what any good biggest fan would do. When his back was turned, I swiped it and ran away. Oh no, I don't have the camera anymore. I saw someone coming and I got nervous. I thought it might have been him chasing after me. So then I buried the camera in the sand at the beach to hide it from him, you know? So we've got more stuff to do. Honestly, I don't even remember where I buried it. You and your dog will have to dig up that whole beach. I'm really sorry, was the camera a clue? Yes, it was a clue. Great, Pearl's camera is lost somewhere under the beach sand. What are we going to do now, Cleo? We gotta go get that metal detector. Wait a second, Gordon Cutlass is something about a metal detector. After his business of it, he used Todd Beckett's metal detector to comb the beach for valuables. We can borrow Todd Beckett's metal detector too, to help find the camera. Come on, Cleo, let's go find Todd Beckett and get a hold of that metal detector. Let's do just that and try and find this camera. God, we've gone everywhere looking for this camera. I hope that whatever we found on it is worth it, because, God, what a tedious search. We've run across the entire town now, like twice. And I haven't noticed this doggy bag back here a single time. I mean, it's a good thing that we are exploring, just in case we didn't miss any doggy bags, right? But what's the chances that I miss more doggy bags than just one? You guys with your eagle eyes out there might spot some more, but let's grab this metal detector and make a run for it. We're stealing from a meadery anyway, Cleo, it's alright. Gordon Cutler mentioned that he borrowed it to look for trinkets on the beach. Cleo, this is just what we need. We can use it now to search the beach for Pearl Brash's missing camera. Let's do this. We're stealing your metal detector, Todd. You want to borrow my metal detector? Go ahead and take it from my office, detective. I already told you I'd do anything I can to help. Yes, of course. By all means, good luck with the investigation. Alrighty, well, thanks, Todd, for cooperating in this one instance. I still know that you murdered her. Let's hope that let's save again, just in case this bloody ghost takes me back. Duped once again. So it does seem like a lot easier and easier mode at least. So that's something. And hopefully it doesn't send you all the way back to your latest save on easy as well. Let's use the metal detector to search the beach for the victim's camera. It'll beep louder as we get closer. You have to listen carefully, Cleo. Okay, let's... Ooh. Oh, somewhere over here. Ooh. There it is. Okay. This is Ego Pearl's webcam. Finally, now we can see what's on it. Okay. Great work, Cleo. Let's take the camera back to the bridge and show Detective Dudley. Yeah, let's do that right now. Now that we've got Pearl's camera, let's go watch the footage with Detective Dudley. The camera, you've got it. Good work, detectives. Alright, let's go watch the victim's footage. Dang it, I'm almost out of battery power already. Oh well, here goes. What's up everyone, this is E-Girl Pearl. I'm continuing streaming Power Legend Dream later this week. But first tonight I've got something special for everybody watching. I'm here exploring a spooky ghost town somewhere in a small village. This place has supposedly been cursed since colonial times, but I haven't seen anything surprising yet. Oh my gosh, what is that? No way, I don't believe it. Oh, that's the end of my battery life. Looks like Pearl's found something that startled her. What was it? Detective Dudley, I think it's time that Cleo and I explored the lost settlement. At night? Yes, Pearl Barachel went in there at night. We also found evidence that someone was using the church tower to spy on the lost settlement. That settles it then. You have my permission to enter the lost settlement. But if something happens to you in there because of your own foolishness, it's your fault. Let's be careful, Cleo. Alright, sure enough, let's be careful. Let's also look for doggy bags on the way. I wonder if doggy bags can show up while the ghost is. They said that clues couldn't, but maybe doggy bags can. Just in case, I'm going to despawn them and then respawn. There we go. Yep, sure enough, doggy bags can't spawn when the ghost is present, so good thing I did that. Anything else around here? Another one? And while we're here, let's just quickly go and explore the point just to see if there's any doggy bags up here. We might as well do it now. It's uncertain whether we will even ever be back here. And we're close to getting them all, so it shouldn't be too much of a blind search. Maybe we'll find some clues as well now that the tide has come down. Okay. 31, only 9 more to go. Nothing else though. A lot of birds around this area. I wonder if Massachusetts is really like this. Don't know too much about Massachusetts apart from the Elvis song. Elvis the comedy band, not Elvis the singer. I just remembered that, well, with the ghost spawn, we won't be able to see any doggy bags, so let's just walk in and walk out. Officer Bailey also despawns with the ghost not present. Okay, no more doggy bags. It was good to double check at least. Okay, let's talk quickly to Officer Harrison. Okay. She doesn't want to see us in trouble. She's going to keep an eye out for us. It's nice. It's very dark, so... hopefully we're just going to do the same as what we did in the last game and just explore from left to right, front to back, side to side. Oh, there's a boat here. Maybe this is the barge that was seen earlier. It's a small fishing boat like Gordon Cutler would use for his business. He's the only fisherman in the village. When I spoke to Mr. Cutler, he said he was unable to work because of the fish here show signs of sickness. So what's this fishing boat doing here in the lost settlement? It's weird that the lost settlement is so close as well. With a curse, you'd think that you'd want your village to be slightly further away from a cursed site, right? Or at least I would. I'm just gonna... oh, there's something in the middle detector here. There we go. What is this object? Is spirit in disguise to look like a rock? As a camera, a hologram projector. This could only be used to render the ghost image outside the library as seen by the Historical Society. So I was right. It was a prediction. And that prediction was done by someone that owns a hologram projector. Oh, Hester's here as well. Yeah, Hester definitely struggled her own. I somehow died that guy. I think this was done by humans. What's this? Okay, that's the left to right, so we're gonna quickly just find some doggy bags very quickly. I wish that we could, maybe we can, I'm not too sure, explore this via daylight so that we could just see everything. That would be largely convenient. This group of cellar holes must be where the abandoned Puritan settlement once stood. The cellar holes just put on the ground like this. I'll be glad I came here, there's a lot of doggy bags. And we can actually see. Let's get back to those cellar holes just in case. Oh, there's another one. Oh, and it's quite light around here. Oh, and there's a rock earlier, and it's a cave. Clear, this is what we stole from the church tower observation deck. But with one extremely important difference. It was high tide then, and it's low tide now. A bit high tide conceals the mouth of the underwater cave, which is only accessible at low tide. Sometimes I'm good. Now you're my prisoners. You'll never reveal my secret. That rock fell in the mouth of the cave. We're stuck inside. You're right, Cleo. We've got 15 minutes to find all the clues and escape before high tide comes in. We better hurry. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hurry up. Hopefully, 15... Oh my god, I'm already getting crapped. Hopefully 15 minutes isn't, like, too long rather than too short. It seems like an awful long time. There's a clue. Ah, there's the chemicals. There's the barrels of toxic waste buried in the cave. That explains a lot. The infertile soil, the poisoned fish, the local children with cancer. These barrels of toxic waste are the true curse in the lost settlement. Someone has gone through a lot of trouble to keep this horrible secret hidden. So sure enough, yeah, it really is showing that that guy, what's his name, Beckett Chemicals or something like that, was the criminal. Oh, there's a clue up there. Hey, it's a dog toy. Tell Brayshaw had a dog, Hester, and we're both in this cave, so clear. So, yeah, I was right. The streamer, Ego Pearl, found the secret, and she was murdered because of that. No clue, this toy's not for you, it's for Clue. Cleo deserves a toy as a treat. It's a fancy fountain pen that an important business person would use. Beckett's Chemicals, Todd Beckett, that's me, Todd Beckett's chemical firm. So sure enough. I think we've seen all we need to see in this cave. Let's go back to the entrance to see if we can figure our way out. Okay, so good. It was a very lengthy time to be able to find all the clues. If I've got one criticism for the game developer, you couldn't make that a lot more short. Hester, what is it? Hello? Detective Guy? Cleo, is that you? Yes, we're trapped behind this rock that fell in the cave. Don't worry, help is on the way. Oh, thank you, Hester. I agree, I love you too. This dog just saved your lives. You two are very lucky. Hester kept barking at me until I followed her to the spot where we are trapped. Would have been proposed just to kill her to justice for Hester. See you back later. Alrighty. Let us, Cleo, you're in love. We'll sit you up on a doggy date later. Oh shit, you two have meddled in my affairs for the last time. You shall sit over the internal cost of lost settlement. Let's run. Let's run. I wanted to go investigate this church up here. There's a church. Save me, Christianity! I'm coming. It's amazing that Elias Abel's church is still standing, considering that the building is from colonial times. Ah, there's the last doggy bag. No backtracking needed at all. There's a spider there, spooky. This whole parchment has a message from colonial times inscribed on it. Before the settlement was lost, this holy relic was embossed. To find the long forgotten prize, look the angel in the eyes. This poem reads like a riddle leading to a treasure. What could it mean? I think it means that we need to go to the old church, the new church, with the angel in the eyes, right? And the ghost is not chasing us anymore, so that's somewhat convenient. I can't remember my way out, so hopefully I'm going the right way. Oh, another deer. I wonder whether the deer are important at all to this murder. We've seen enough of them that it's starting to look that way, but... Oh, what was that? I think I've figured out this whole mystery. I know who killed Pearl Brayshaw and how it was done. Time to go meet Detective Dudley. Let's return to the bridge, but let's not solve it now, just because I want to go back to that church and see if that is where the angel is. That was mentioned in that thingamajig. And there's more deer this way. Oh dear. So was there an angel in this here room? No. Is there one downstairs? The angel in the eyes. Aha, yes there is. You're right, Cleo, this must be the angel that the old parchment described. Ooh, we're asleep. Stand in the center of the cross made of the grass, and the terror of the seven ghosts shall pass. Okay, cross made of oh my god, shit. I haven't seen a cross yet. Is there one potentially this way towards the light? Aha, yes. This communion cup is the reward for valor, or brings someone hope in their darkest hour. Wow, this is a real communion cup from colonial times. It's almost 400 years old. You're right, Cleo, I know who could use this. But first we've still got to finish solving this mystery. Okay, let's go solve the mystery now, shall we? Nope, I'm not talking to the dog. Don't expect to be treated like a serious detective unless you can talk to me yourself. The mystery is solved? Yes, sir. Cleo and I are ready. Yeah, let's do it. You really think of outsmarting me? Alright, I'll play along because I think you will fail. What would you like me to do? Still have few small things I need to take care of. I'll be waiting in the meeting room at the library. Where the historical meeting was held? Please make sure all 8 suspects are present. We'll have everything just like you want it, but it's your funeral. So we're just doing like a gather all the suspects parlor room thing, like Hercule Poirot does. If you haven't read any of Poirot books, I recommend starting with probably The Mirror and the Iron Express. This is getting outrageous. Just how much longer do you insist on keeping us as prisoners here? Are you any closer to figuring out who killed Ego Pearl? Is there really a ghostly curse on our village, detective? Of course there is. That's nonsense. I still don't believe it. Thank you all for coming. I assure you that we're doing everything we can. But what do you expect all of us to do? There's one more missing clue we're still trying to track down. I called you here to enlist your help. What clue? Pearl's camera. Just before her death, Pearl had recently bought an expensive new camera. We're still searching for that old camera that she replaced. The victim had a second camera? That's right, Pearl took her old camera with her when she left the house last night. I also remember the camera she used on her stream before she moved here, yes? Where is it now? So you think one in our flock is hiding it? Are you gonna arrest all of us? I know where it is. Hold up, you do? Yes, I found it on the street and I recognized the camera for a girl's first show, so I took it and hid it. You hid it? Where? I bought it at Gallows Point and put it in the statue near the statue of Elias Abel. I wanted to keep it safe. It's too dark to start hunting for it now. We'll have to wait till morning. I've had a really long day. All of you, stay in your homes until morning. It's dangerous to wander around alone at night. We'll conduct a thorough search of the area tomorrow. In the dead of night. I've got to hurry and find that blasted camera before sunrise. It must be around here somewhere. How could I have been so foolish as to overlook her second camera? I don't see anything here. Where the devil is it? We've got him! Now, hit him with the lighthouse beacon. Ready? Freeze! We've got you surrounded. Curses! Good work, everyone. Got him. Let's go hard. Why not? I think I know all the answers. Yeah, sure. Wow, Detective, you've got me taken aback. Who knew the reports of those ghost sightings were real? You still have me in the dark, though. Who is this costume clown? Why did they kill Pearl Brayshaw? How was it done? What about that hideous thing everyone saw during the Historical Society meeting? Yes, I believe you and Cleo still owe me an explanation. It was surprisingly simple once Cleo found all the right clues. Yeah, she did all the work. Enlighten me. Pearl Brayshaw was killed because she discovered the murderer's deep dark secret. Absolutely anything was necessary to protect it. The secret lay in the heart of the area known as the Lost Settlement. You mean that spooky sealed-off colonial ghost town with a curse on it? Pearl Brayshaw's murderer carefully guarded the secret through constant observation. They did their best to convince the already superstitious residents of Cape Crescent that it didn't exist. The observation deck on the top of the church tower is the highest point in Cape Crescent. From here, the culprit used this instrument to supply on the Lost Settlement and then keep watch of their secret. The telescope, but this way the criminal could keep a watchful eye on the Lost Settlement from afar. You two found a telescope, alright, but how did you know what they were looking at? Couldn't there have been anything? We found something written down that told us what they were looking at. This is what they used to orient the telescope. The telescope coordinates these scientific notes marked an important area to the southeast of the church. While our murderer was spying, they were also careful to make sure nobody else spied on them. As a precaution, they stole this island to prevent anyone else from entering the church tower. The church tower key. The murderer stole the key to keep the telescope locked up and stop any intruders. But there was nothing to see in the Lost Settlement, nothing but forest and ruins anyway. But the Keen, Todd Beckett, and Tanya Nichols took a walk in the Lost Settlement. None of them reported anything strange. That's because the murderer took them through the Lost Settlement at a time when they wouldn't see anything strange. Are you telling me that they used some kind of ghostly magic to hide something important? It wasn't magic at all. They used a very common tool, the tide table. The tide table. The murderer brought witnesses into the Lost Settlement to confirm that there was nothing suspicious here. The group walked through the park at high tide and there was nothing to see. The murderer's secret was submerged by the ocean at high tide, but perfectly visible at low tide. This one we saw when we watched the footage on our webcam. Pearl Brayshaw was in the Lost Settlement and she stumbled onto the killer's secret. Well, what exactly was she looking at? Critters Crescent's grave inscription in the cemetery described a drowning beneath a big stone in the area. When I looked through the telescope using the coordinates, all I saw was a submerged rock. This is because I was looking through the scope at high tide. At low tide, there's quite a different view. Pearl Brayshaw discovered a hidden underwater cave that was only accessible when the tide was down. So that's what Pearl stumbled upon. The cave is the secret of the Lost Foundation? Then who would go through all this trouble to keep the cave a secret? Settlement even. Let's examine the legend of Elias Abel and the curse of the Lost Settlement. First on Gallows Point we learned that someone was hanged there during the witch trials. As it explored Crescent, I found something that provided a detailed account of the cursed legend. That was the Historical Society books. From reading the Historical Society books in the library, we learned the full story of Elias Abel. Before his death at the hands of the witch child, who cursed the new settlement that was to be built on his land. The new village died out quickly and the spooky history of the lost settlement was born. What exactly were the characteristics of the supernatural curse? What did the curse do? I've read the works as well as you have. The new settlement died out due to disease, famine, and fear. Those phenomena are also possible to explain by natural causes. How's that? The rocky soil found in the area of the lost settlement was hard to farm and grow crops, which leads to a food shortage. A malnourished population from a lack of food is prone to disease outbreak. During the witch trials, the Puritans were superstitious people, as we see from some of their descendants today. Today, the locals also attended more recent events to Elias Abel's curse. Gordon Cutler lamented the decline of his fishing business, which was caused by a more modern program. Poison fish. The poisoned fish in the bay cost Gordon Cutler, but his livelihood as his family fishing business struggled. He attributed this misfortune to Elias Abel's curse on the land. Dr. Ines Keenan retired from her medical practice because of a recent local tragedy, cancer crisis. Dr. Keenan lost her confidence after the death of the local children in her care due to cancer. After seeing the ghost of Elias Abel appear during the meeting at the library, he wondered if this was also due to the curse. The suffering even shook the faith of Father Michael Wheeler, priest of the Church of Good Voyage. Were these problems caused by a curse from the witch trials, or could there be another rational explanation? So you're saying that Pearl discovered the real causes, that's what was in the cave? When Cleo and I entered the underwater cave, we found this proof that Pearl Brayshaw had been there too. That was the dog toy. The dog toy! Cleo and I found it while exploring the cave. Telltale sign that Pearl and her dog Hester had been in the cave too. They'd found it. They'd found what? You keep saying that there's this big secret in the cave that explains everything. Yes, exactly. So what's the secret? If Cave Crescent's problems today weren't caused by ghostly hocus-pocus, then what's the reason? Toxic waste barrels. Toxic waste barrels. The hidden cave was followed by a herd of toxic waste barrels poisoning the community. Oh my goodness. That explains everything. The poison fish, the cancer cases, and why it was so important to keep the secret. Now you're catching on. So then the murderer killed Pearl Brayshaw because she found the toxic waste barrels. Yes, sir. As the murderer looked on from atop the church tower, they saw Pearl enter the hidden cave. She had to be silenced. If you're so smart, who killed Pearl Brayshaw? That was Todd Beckett. Pearl Brayshaw's killer is Todd Beckett. He hid the toxic waste produced by his chemical firm to avoid spending millions of dollars cleaning it up. You Bush League detectives won't stand a chance against my high-priced lawyers. I don't see my name written anywhere on those toxic waste barrels, do you? The coincidence that I run a chemical company doesn't prove that I had anything to do with the toxic waste dump. That's because I haven't mentioned the clue which puts you in the underwater cave. The executive pen. Cleo and I found your Golden Beckett chemicals fountain pen inside the cave. You hid your firm's toxic waste in the local settlement and then you killed Pearl Brayshaw because she discovered it. After the Historical Society meeting ended, Pearl went to Gallows Point for a planned meeting with Todd Beckett. Her roommate told me that after they argued about Miss Rent, Pearl left the cottage again. Jill told Pearl's boyfriend, Roy Parker, about it. He said the secrecy Roy mistakenly concluded that it was a romantic rendezvous. But she really saw Tom Beckett, who offered her hush money because of what he knew she'd found. Glad you could make it, Ego Pearl. What do you think that was we saw through the library window? Was that scary enough for social media? I really have no idea, Mr. Beckett. You know, I've seen your videos and you're quite marvelous on camera. Oh, thank you. Beckett Chemicals is looking for a public face for our online video promotions. I believe you've got just what it takes. We could even sponsor your stream, then you could finally afford to get some decent equipment. No more pesky troubles with the camera running out of juice. What do you say? I'm not sure. Pearl, I know you think you saw something in the Lost Settlement. You've been under an awful lot of pressure. Can you really be sure of what you saw? Especially with all your financial troubles? Those bills keep piling up. What I'm saying is I can make all that go away. All you have to do is stick to gaming and leave investigations for real reporters. No, I can't. I'm sorry, Mr. Beckett. I owe my fans the truth. Good, good. It's morally the right thing to do. Oh, but Pearl, I really think you made the wrong decision. Hey, let go! Let go! There were some clues that suggested Pearl met somebody about the prospect of financial gains. If he really was the murderer, though, he would have scratch marks on his arm, and that would be very obvious right away, because she would struggle to get out of the strangulation. And she would have his flesh under her fingernails. In a diary, Pearl wrote something about a lucrative but questionable business opportunity. Fortunately, it looks like I found a way to make some money quickly, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. I want my fans to be a positive role model. How would those kids out there feel if they knew I did this? I'm not sure what to do. At the Cape Crescent Historical Society meeting, the security camera captured the conversation when the ghost appeared. I think she did the right thing by not taking in his demands, but if I was her, I would have taken in her demands and then spread the truth anyway. What is he gonna do? He can't murder me then, especially if I'm already out of town. My camera's dead. I said I'd fix it. I'd fix it. Todd wasn't talking literally about Pearl's camera. He was looking to pay her off and urging her to consider his offer. That's what their conversation was really about. And we had it on camera. What exactly was that thing they all saw outside the library window? Is the ghost of Elias Abel really terrorizing Cape Prison? It's just a hoax, man. The ghost appearance at the library was an elaborate hoax set up by Todd Beckett. It did draw attention away from the real reason in Kill Pearl Brayshaw, and to scare everyone in Cape Prison away from the Lost Settlement. At its point, the Lost Settlement, Cleo notified what was used to create the image of the ghost. That was a hologram projector. The hologram projector, Todd used this device to find a realistic three-dimensional image of the ghost. This was the apparatus used to display the ghost image on the water seen from the library window. It was the driftwood barge. The driftwood barge! A floating barge was rigged up in the bay. Oh, it would be difficult to see at night. Todd got unlucky when Cleo and I found part of the barge washed up on the beach. Very well, then why did Todd Beckett dress up in a costume like Elias Abel's ghost? Because we knew we were on his trail. He was desperate. Cleo and I had become a threat. If he could do away with us and make it look like the ghost, that might have ended the investigation. Todd was even brazen enough to trap us inside the underwater cave in the Lost Settlement. Cleo and I made a narrow escape with our lives. The whole story was conducted while incredibly entertaining. You know, it's one obvious fact, which is that I have an alibi. Camilla Crescent and Gordon Cutler both see me leave the library and go home. My house is on the other side of Cape Crescent. If I'd walked from my house back through the village centre to Kukal's Point, they'd have seen me. So I couldn't have killed Edgar Perro. He's got a point, Detective. There's no way he could have walked back to the crime scene unnoticed. But he didn't walk. He used the boat. It's impossible. Are you daft? It's not impossible. It's blindingly obvious. How did Todd Beckett get to the gallows point without being seen? He used a boat. He took a boat! Cape Crescent is situated on the Massachusetts coast right on the ocean. It would be easy for our murderer to move around unseen using a boat in the bay. Topic at his book or near some piles of wood in hopes we wouldn't find it and realize this simple idea. He'd have no trouble getting around our police robots by sea. Todd Beckett intended to frame the naive and superstitious Golden Cutler of his pain to blame the curse at a snag. By claiming this item, if the police had ruled out superstition, then superstition would have fallen on Golden Cutler. That was the antique rope. The antique rope! Todd befriended the struggling Golden Cutler and allowed him to use his metal detector. This gave him ample opportunity to steal some of Cutler's rope from the fish warehouse. Since Cutler's business was no longer able to catch fish, he also borrowed his friend's boat to move around the bay. That way, Golden Cutler was set up to take the fall for him. That's good enough for me. Todd Beckett, I'm placing you under arrest for the crime of Pearl Brayshaw's murder. You no-talent hack detective. If you didn't have that clue-sniffing dog, the law wouldn't stand a sniff of a chance against me. Yeah. E-girl Pearl must have had a pretty face and a big heart, but she had no mind for business. After a golden opportunity to fix her problems, and she passed it up. If she had only looked out for her own self-interest instead of trying to help every sad fool looking for a handout, then this all might have been avoided. Take him away. God, that voice is hard to do. Epilogue. The next day. That Cleo's one heck of a clue-sniffing dog. You're very lucky to have her. There's one thing that still bothers me about this case. Where was Pearl Brayshaw's second camera, the one you mentioned in the library? Our corporate was really concerned about the incriminating footage with the second camera, but I never saw any of it. Oh really? Well, that must be because it didn't exist. I made it up and it was a trick. That's because there was no second camera. It doesn't exist. I made the whole thing up. There was no second camera. It doesn't exist. You made it up. I did to draw a ghost out in the open so we could catch him in the act. Well played. Before we examined the suspects at the library, I spoke privately with Roy, Tanya, and Jill. Dr. Keane was in on it too. I instructed them to corroborate my story about the second camera to make sure it will be extra convincing. You know, Detective Guy, I really owe you an apology for the shabby way I treated you on this case. The truth is that I know I'm not that great of a detective compared to you. I shouldn't have been so hostile. You've earned my respect. We'll work together again, I promise. I accept it, so it's okay. Let's order our food. Cleo found a total of 40 doggy bags while exploring Cape Crescent. Impressive! Shows gratitude. Detective Dudley treated Cleo and Hester to a traditional New England delicacy. Boston cream donut protein. Oh, it's even worse than the first one. God. A truly delicious, outstanding treat for two fantastic dogs. Hey, do you think Hester knew who killed Pearl Brayshaw the whole time? I think she must have, just judging by that. Around a month after the case ended, I received a letter in the mail from Camille Crescent. Detective Guy and Cleo, thank you so much for helping solve the affair of Ego Pearl's murder. We appreciate your soothing skills and delicate handling with the public. Without you, it would have remained a hopelessly baffling mystery. Even with the aid of his high-priced lawyers, Todd Beckett was convicted and sentenced for Pearl Brayshaw's murder. Only a month later? That's fast. You got him. Cleo did a miraculous job at explaining the clues, and you were finding the clues, and you were brilliant at explaining why each clue was important. Ego Pearl's fans everywhere are incredibly grateful that you were able to bring a murderer to justice. Your masterful detective work will live on in Cape Crescent local legend. You'll also be happy to hear that Tanya Nichols' brother made it through his battle with cancer. It might have been the doctor's care, the priest's blessing, or his sister's love. They're here in Cape Crescent we're superstitious people. I can't help but wonder if you had a hand in that one too. Thanks for everything again. So if we didn't find that pup, he would have died of cancer. That's terrible. And look, Cleo, they all signed the back. Hester too. Ah, Cleo. We'll take you back to see Hester one time, I'm sure. Well, that does it. How nice. Now I finally have some time to relax and play video games. Oh no, a call? Not again. Hello? Detective Guy? Cleo, we need your help. There's been, let me guess, a murder! Murder is game over. Streaming Drift. Thanks to Matthew Myers and Hefferon Games for making this. Thanks to Jeffrey Godwin for writing a brilliant story. That was fantastic, actually. I really like that one. I solved it much faster than the first one just because of the evidence and what I found and my brain being working well. But yeah, it was really fun, really enjoyable. I will check out the next one soon. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers.